Bug Heimdall event, the awesome rewards for Dark Dimension 3, and even more data mines. All of that and more coming up on your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. And if you're ready for all of that, you guys know what to do. Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back with my brother Khasino. It is time for your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update, and there are so many things that went on this week. As usual, guys, if this is your first time watching, this video usually does go long, and if there's a specific topic that you want to see or hear about, there are timestamps in the description. But Khasino, what is up, my friend? This is what, the third week in a row that I am seeing your face?
That's absolutely right, Valley. So people in the comments told me I'm not enthusiastic enough, so now I'm gonna be yelling too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that.
I love it. I love this.
Shut up, guys.
No.
Okay. No, we're not doing that. But what's going on?
All right. Well, let's get it. I'm doing good. I hope you had a good weekend as well and a good rest of the week. But let's talk about the legendary Heimdall. What response to this? This is a, if you guys don't know, this was a tweet that was up and was quickly deleted.
Yes, so I got to roast Foxnix over this. So despite the fact that people think I work for Foxnix, which I guess the fact that I'm wearing a Marvel Strike Force hoodie doesn't help. But for the record, for those of you that don't know, not an employee of Foxnix or Marvel or Disney. But so I actually do really enjoy an opportunity where I get to just roast them and think, what are you guys doing over there? Hello? And I got a lot of that this week. But yeah, the legendary Heimdall.
They did give you a lot of ammo, my friend.
They certainly did this week. So I got to message them. I don't know if you saw my post on the Envoy server, but I posted the image of the tweet saying Heimdall legendary event, and I was like, when the social media guy goes rogue and decides, what I wrote was when the social media guy makes the executive decision to make Heimdall a legendary event. That's what I put.
Yes, he just changed it up. I had a little tweet on there, but it is no longer there because the original tweet got deleted.
Right.
I thought it was a little something funny, but I guess it's time for the real news. The Favor of the Gods event. What the hell happened with this thing? It was up for a few minutes. Did you partake in any Heimdall shards or orbs or
so
these refreshes?
Yeah, so I was actually able to clear every single stage.
Nice.
So
even that last one, that one was a little tough for me.
As I was doing the last one, I was like, oh, this might have actually been tricky if I wasn't grossly overpowered.
I was like, oh shoot, I gotta this autoplay's not working. I think I gotta go back in and actually play this one. But by then it was gone. It was gone already. So.
I think I played it. But so the reason why they took it down is when you would go to buy energy, it would automatically buy your normal campaign energy. Like it was just routing wrong. And so it started racking up tons of people like, oops, like what the hell? I just spent 100 cores on normal campaign energy. I was only trying to spend 50 cores and on this campaign energy. And the only way to fix that is with a new client. So they were like, well, we can try to warn people that it's bugged and deal with 9 trillion support tickets of every single person being like, you owe me cores, this is not the energy I wanted to buy, blah, blah, blah. Or they're like, we could just take it down, give people some extra Heimdall shards, and put it back as soon as it's ready. So
what do you think of the response? The Heimdall calendar?
The calendar I don't mind, but the big question on everyone's mind, mine included, is the Heimdall event going to come back and run for the full normal amount of time? Or are they giving us the calendar like, hey, here's to make up for what you're missing?
Ooh, that would be bad. That
right.
would be bad.
So a lot of people are concerned, like, oh no, if they think this calendar makes up for days that we would have had the event, that it does not. And we need this character for a legendary.
For me. I'm a core spender. I would have had that 4-star Heimdall ready for this Red Star Blitz on Sunday, but because of this bug, I did not, and I was not able to use Heimdall in the Red Star Blitz because that's the one that you need at least 4-star characters to run in. So They need to. I just assumed it would run the whole time. Let me ask you this: was that bug with the energy widespread? Because I've heard some people say that they actually got the campaign energy, and I got mine as well. I'm not sure.
So there was a workaround if you wanted to buy that campaign energy, which I was able to do as well. Okay. Basically, like if you try to do it from a node or whatever, like from the pop-up, like, hey, you need more energy. If you try to do it there, it didn't work. If you went to the top right where your energy is stored and clicked just purchase energy through there, it worked fine.
Oh, okay. I always purchase energy through there, and I thought I had the energy, but I wasn't sure. So.
Yeah, if you bought it from the top right, it was fine. But if you bought it from the do this node 10 times, and it was like, well, you need more energy, that's the one that would waste your cores on normal campaign energy.
I see.
And obviously, even if they sent out like an in-game mail warning people, like it wouldn't matter. They would just get 10 trillion support tickets.
I mean, it's understandable. This is one of the first events that they've done, and it is understandable that the energy system wouldn't work properly. So I totally get it.
You stealing my lines. All right, I see you there. Yeah, they're pretty new at the whole character event campaign thing. So.
All right, so it should be back this week sometime. I thought it would be back on Monday or Tuesday. Obviously not, but hopefully sooner than later. Next thing that has the community a little hot, and
here we go.
We were talking about this. We saw Datamines leading up to this. We said that these Mutant Vagabond milestones, they need to be retroactive, and they came out, they were not. And I think that's what most of the community's upset about. I know some are upset that just it's so hard to actually score in this thing. So what are your thoughts on these milestones?
Well, so I'm not sure. People saying that it's super hard to score in this, like it's not too bad. You can use some weak marauders for for certain like Greek raid nodes. It's not so bad. And you definitely use them in Blitz, but I'm pretty upset that they're not retroactive because there was no reason to do it this way. Like it's not. So the actual rewards are not that crazy, and like it's actually not that tough of a milestone to max out, even without any of the equipment gearing points. Like I'm still going to be able to max it out, and the rewards aren't that crazy. It's not it's not like I got.
That is the one good thing about it. The rewards aren't like, oh, we need these rewards. It's just stuff we would normally get through playing anyway. It's just more of that stuff.
But none of that makes up for the fact that there was no reason to do it this way. I tried to avert this by asking several times leading up to it. I'd sent messages to both community managers saying, is this going to be retroactive? If it's not, it probably should be. Otherwise, you're just going to upset every spender for no good reason. Like, there's no reason to make the spenders mad. I can't conceive of why. And like, I understand catch-up mechanics, right? Like, I support catch-up mechanics. I support giving newer players stuff that, spenders had to pay for to get early, whatever it is. But this was this was just to make it tougher on spenders, but they can still get it. Like it was dumb. And it made spenders mad. And
it made me a little mad. Not like, oh, this is horrible, but it's like why did they do this?
Yeah, why are you punishing me for going after the characters early, which I thought was what you guys wanted. Pretty dumb. But the one thing I like about instances like this are when I have like documented that I've tried to ask them like, hey, before you guys make everyone mad for no reason, can we get some clarification here? Maybe take a second look at this. Once they ignore me and then it blows up and then they're all dealing with it, I get to message and say, hey, looks like you guys made people pretty mad. If only someone could have foreseen this, maybe steered you guys away from this terrible course of action.
There were at least two news updates that we mentioned that they shouldn't do this, and happened anyway.
Yep, and it's
plus all of your direct messages that you sent to them.
Right.
So there's no excuse for this. There's no excuse for this.
Yeah, them being like, sorry, we didn't watch your news video. Like, all right, that I understand.
Yeah, it's a long video. I can understand that, but yeah, direct messages.
PM them. No, this is on them. And but so I like that little like, maybe you'll listen to me next time.
Well, there was a response from Cerebro about a day ago that this was I don't know. It's more for the activity, more for the battles, and the gear was more of a catch-up mechanic for people that don't have the characters, but still doesn't feel good. And perception is very important.
Yeah.
What do you think of this response by Cerebro and Fox Next here?
I mean, he's not wrong, but so you could have said that up front. When I had originally asked, like, is this going to be retroactive? If they knew, they could have simply said, like, this is intended as a catch-up mechanic, and that's a little bit more understandable, as if they were very clear that they wanted this. But the thing is, like, it's purple gear and orange gear. It's not even that much of a catch-up mechanic. And then again, like the other players are still able to max out. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. There's ways to do catch-up mechanics where you give people a bunch of resources that whales don't need. That's how you catch people up, is you give people what they need to be at whale level. So yeah, I don't know. It was silly. I get what they were going for, and I want more catch-up mechanics in the game to help people catch up. But this, in my opinion,
give everybody 7-star defenders. That's just really, they could go into Enter Darkness.
Yeah, I think it might need a little bit more than that, but
well, it's a good start. It's a good start.
Sure.
All right. Any other thing about the response to this Mutant Vagabonds? I guess this is more of a PR thing than a bug, but any more of a response to this?
Nah, no, they're dumb. I'll tag this one. That's it. But I can't say too much here in terms of specifics, but I can say that they are now aware of what a bad PR move that was, and they've taken note. I can simply say that. I hope so.
Well, they said they've been sending out compensation in the near future. Do you think that that's necessary? I don't know.
I'd
rather just have this never happen again and have it retroactive from now on if they're going to include gear.
So there's at least a couple people over there who started to think maybe they should not do that again. So that's good.
All right. Blitz predictions for Stryfe this past week. This was his second Blitz. I guess, how did you do, and what did you think of all the predictions and where the scores actually ended up?
They were slightly lower than we predicted. I remember.
Goodness.
Oh, no.
Thank
Sorry.
goodness.
No, they were slightly higher. Sorry. We predicted really low.
Damn it.
I confused myself. Sorry. Well, we predicted low. They were still.
You had me so happy for a little bit.
Sorry, they were low. They weren't lower than we predicted. So we predicted like anywhere from like 9.4 to 9.8, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And they were like 10.6, which is still, it was like 13 mil for Mr. Sinister. So this is nothing that crazy. It was lower than both Mr. Sinister blitzes. So.
All right, next on the docket is the Gamma Raids. They are returning. They seem pretty easy to me. I think they're unchanged. What are you experiencing in the Gamma Raids?
Yeah, I haven't seen any change to Gamma Raids, but while they're unchanged on the AI side, I think they're changed a bit on the player side, because I have the Kree lane, and now I have better Ultimus, better Kree Cyborg, better Korath. So now my like Minerva, Cyborg, Korath, Ultimus, Captain Marvel team, all of a sudden it's real awesome.
Ooh.
So
sounds strong, especially with all that extra health from Ultimus, and now that Ultimus is actually functionable in a particular team. So nice. It's glad to see that some of the reworks are actually helping the raids and not just killing you all the time.
Right.
All right, we got a legendary event coming up. No date on it as far as I'm aware, but we saw some Datamines about Kree double drops, things like that. So Fury event, it is officially returning. What should new players, how happy should they be if they are getting Fury for the first time?
Pretty happy. I mean, Fury is still one of the best solo characters. He's very plug and play. You can drop him on any team and he's really, really useful. And I mean, he takes 5 shield minions and just elevates them to an ungodly level. Like, without him, they're just 5 kinda synergized minions, and with him, they're a fully functioning team. So, yeah, Fury's great. I used him for Enter the Darkness. I used him for Fear the Darkness. He's just a super solid character. And, he's well worth having. And then if you have Coulson, then he's part of the scariest war defense in the game right now. So
Pretty scary. I don't know. Asgardians are giving them a pretty good run for their money. I'm scared to face that team as well.
The Asgardians are scary, but AIM can take the Asgardians. AIM is not taking the Fury team.
Yeah, I got my AIM on defense. That's not happening for me at least.
Well, so we'll talk about that.
I might be taking him out of that defense spot.
So AIM counter a lot of the scarier defenses that have been popping up. AIM counter the
supernatural.
Right, exactly. And Graviton gets war offense perks. So I liked AIM on defense. Like I do like AIM on defense, but everyone was just kind of using defenders and just mowing them down anyway.
Yeah.
So now having them on offense to counter otherwise really scary teams like Supernatural and Asgardians, I think they're better served hard.
You know what? You convinced me. They're out of my defensive spot. They're going on offense. I'm putting somebody else in there tonight, right after we get done with this.
There you go.
Payday event. Finally, we need more gold. This is returning. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. About once a month or so.
I don't remember exactly. It's pretty obvious that these flash events are on some kind of a rotation. There is a calendar. If you want, I'll shoot you the link to it. There's an event calendar where someone tracks, and we can get an idea for how often it comes around. But while like you can do some planning around it, like I try not to, like you're gonna get a bunch of gold, and with the exception of like 2 players, everyone is gonna have plenty of things they can put that gold toward, and then everyone's waiting for more T4s from the block party.
That gold's gonna be gone within 5 minutes of that event being done.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
maybe less.
It'll take less time to click auto fight to get the gold, but
yes.
But yeah, I mean, I'm always happy when that one comes around. But so actually, and don't get me wrong, I love the Payday event, but nowadays I think I like the other 2 more. The one that gives all the catalysts, especially now that it gives the superior catalysts. That's more useful to me. Plus, like all those ABCs is something you can spend a lot of gold on easily when you need it anyway. And then Block Party with the T4 match. So I like them all, but I think Payday might be my least favorite. Which still awesome.
I don't know. You need Payday for everything. Abilities are very specific for abilities. ABCs are specific for gear. Payday you need for gear, abilities, level. You need it for everything. So
for sure.
I still got to go for Payday because
for
you need
sure,
gold
but
for everything in this game.
You're absolutely right, but I'll tell you, so for me, it's a matter of like, how patient do I have to be? So if I'm like, I need Payday to get here, so I have enough gold to level this character. Like if I really want, I can just every day take whatever gold I get and level that character, and after a few days, I've leveled that character.
Yeah.
Some, and maybe I'll spend a whole week leveling that character. When I want to give someone T4s for an ability.
You kind of get that every Sunday when the raids end and the wars end, and they got an alternate week.
Get like 150, 180. If I'm trying to do like an ultimate that's 240, some of the good abilities are like 2 week waits. So it can be done in 1 week, but my point is, it's usually I can get the golds naturally quicker than I can get the T4s. So that's why I'll take Block Party personally. They're all good. Again,
I get it. It's a personal preference. I mean, it's everybody has their own things they want in the game, but it is what it is. I'm very happy it's returning. I need the gold. All right, we talked about it very briefly in the beginning. Lady Sif finally in the game. Doesn't look like Jamie Alexander though. But she's in the game. What are your first-hand thoughts on this character now that you've finally got to play with her firsthand?
So I'm happy to go into detail here, but I recorded just like you and Tony Bing and a couple other people. I recorded some like day 1 Sif gameplay and stuff, and I don't normally make that into a YouTube video, but because I have a sponsor thing I'm doing with it, I'm putting that video out. So by the time this video is live, hopefully that one will be too.
It probably will be. It probably will be.
Yeah, well, I have to record a Whale Wars after this, so always busy. But actually for Sif, so maybe we'll get some higher level Sif gameplay if I can get some good Red Stars on her. But anyway, yeah, she's pretty solid. I like she spawns with defense up and deflect, so she's pretty safe off the bat, and she's like a very brawler-ish tank. She does damage with her taunting ability. She has the chain, so. She's a little bit more of a selfish tank than other characters. I always prefer, as solo characters, I prefer characters that, especially tanks, like defense up the whole team, maybe give people deflects, immunity, evades, whatever it is, like protect the team. But what Sif lacks in offering other things to the team. She makes up for in lots of damage with counterattacks, and every third turn she can taunt, and that's if no one gives her energy from anything. So she's a constant annoyance. Basically.
Well, she's also got Loki on the team as well with that stealth, so she's getting a little time to heal up with that crazy healing that they do in her passive, and then she could taunt again. So.
Well, so I was actually talking about as a solo character on the Asgardians.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She gets nuts on the Asgardians. She has 85% block chance. That is absurd. She's
now. What is the block
everything.
amount? Because I saw in the passive, I think it's only 10%. So what is it? What is it in the stats, in the base stats? Because I didn't look at that.
So I have to check, but I believe everyone's base block amount is 25%. If I'm not mistaken.
So would that be 35 for her?
I think so. I think it's 35%. Okay. I'd have to double check because she might get more per Asgardian ally, but let's assume 35%. But still, knocking 35% off of everything.
Yeah.
85% of the time, that's a lot of reduction. And on War Defense, she'll spawn with 2 turns of defense up from Heimdall, and then the passive healing, like, not only is she offsetting a lot of the damage with all the blocks, she gives herself deflect, she gets deflects from other things, and then, every time she takes a turn, she heals. And if she's the one who's taken more damage than everyone else, anytime Greg dies, she heals. So she's just, as a team, they're tough to crack.
So how big do you have your Sif right now? How many gold stars? How many? I guess you don't know the red stars because you haven't pulled it yet. But what are your gold stars at with your tests?
I opened a handful of red star orbs I already had, so I got 2 red stars, and I'm at 4 gold. Okay. She's level 65, and she's most of the way through gear tier 11 towards 12, so she's like 35k.
Okay, so she's pretty built up. Mine, I gotta say, I did a test. I was a little disappointed, but caveat, they 3 red, 3 gold, and very low power. So as a tank, that's not ideal. So my test was not true, but I think I do like her in that Asgardian team. If nothing alone, just for that Asgardian tag, I think she does very well in that team and takes some of the pressure off the rest of the team. But I'm not a big fan of her outside of that Asgardian team.
Yep, I think she's super, super solid as a tank on the Asgardian team. Now, I actually really like Thanos as a tank on the Asgardian team.
Ooh, tell me more.
He heals himself, so he's not relying on anyone's healing. And he has an AoE, which Thor has an AoE, Hela has an AoE, so you start getting a bunch of AoEs going. And the bigger thing is he gives out energy, so whenever they score a kill, if you have like Thor next to him, you can have multiple Thor ults going off.
Oh, I love that Thor ult.
So, and just Thanos, one thing Thanos has as an advantage over Sif is Thanos' taunt is much harder to break. But I'm pretty sure that Thanos' taunt like immediately gets ruined by Loki's ult.
And it has I think it has a longer cooldown. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head all the cooldowns on the thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Longer? It seems like it's longer.
He may not be the better tank on AI, and he may not be the better tank at all, but he's certainly a viable tank on that team.
Yeah, I guess a good replacement if you don't have Sif, right? Maybe not a better one, but good replacement if you don't have her.
Yep, not that you should do this, but I think like the best replacement on that team, the two really good replacements for that War Defense if you don't have Sif, Shuri, which again, if you have the Wakandans, obviously keep Shuri with them, but she'll 2-turn defense up right away if you don't have the T4s and Heimdall, and then she'll keep defense upping, which just makes it tough to get to them. And then I also really like Carnage. I am running the Carnage version until I put Sif on there. Well, because
because Hela, yes.
Right, but Carnage goes in between Loki and Hela.
Okay, yeah.
So he'll go after the taunting defense down target. Yeah. And he's self-healing whenever anyone gets low. So every time Greg dies, he's healing up and getting speed bar.
Okay, yeah. I you know what? I might try that in a Blitz just to test it out.
It works fantastic.
It sounds very fun. It sounds like a fun team.
Carnage is an excellent fifth on that team for sure. Makes them very offensive.
Carnage always had a very good kit. I just never really found a good use for him. I'm liking him in the Brotherhood team, and I'm curious to try him out in this Asgardian team.
Think about it. I mean, if you have the taunting defense down target, Carnage is going to load him up with bleeds, and then Hela is going to share that with everybody. Right away, just everyone.
I love that combo.
Yeah, imagine the whole enemy team gets Carnage ulted on turn 1. Like, that's crazy. And then
I used to have Hela in a Blitz team with Venom and Carnage, and
right, there you go.
That was a strong team.
Right, same concept. So yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Sif is having a Blitz coming up. We talked about it a little earlier. Bigger or smaller than Stryfe? Do you think this is gonna be outpacing all the previous Blitzes that we've had, or this is gonna be a little less than Mr. Sinister again?
It's tough to call. So I think Mr. Sinister excited people a little bit more than Stryfe or Sif. I'm gonna guess that Sif will be somewhere in the middle, because I think people like the Asgardians better. Oh, for sure the Black Bolt thing. And then that might actually, Black Bolt might make the top end for Sif even heavier. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to say. I thought people would go a little bit harder for Stryfe. Like, I thought by now enough people were kind of conditioned. Like, well, even if we don't love Stryfe as a solo tank, we haven't seen the whole Marauder team yet. Better safe than sorry. Let's have a strong Stryfe, because if they introduce some 5th Marauder that has crazy synergy with Stryfe, then we'll wish we had a strong one. So I feel like most of the top 2000-esque people are just like, let's always go as hard as we can for new characters. But with Stryfe, people are like, honestly, I don't care that much, which is surprising to me. Usually new characters, one of the only new characters I ever saw where just most of the player base was like, no, we don't really care, was America Chavez.
I think it was because Mr. Sinister was such a good character. People went a little higher than that normal curve that they would have been on, and the curve fell back for Stryfe, but Mr. Sinister had a little spike there.
He did, but
maybe that's.
He did, and it's hard to tell though, because they had just changed Blitz right around when the first Mr. Sinister Blitz happened. So it's tough to say what the scores would have been.
Right,
so I agree, he had a lot of hype behind him at that point. But yeah, we'll see. So again, my prediction is between being needed for Black Bolt and being on a team that's just more popular, more people like the Asgardians. I'm going to guess that Sif will be a little bit more than Stryfe, a little bit less than Mr. Sinister. But
okay,
if you want to err on the side of caution, assume that she's going to be at least as much as Mr. Sinister, and make sure that you get Black Bolt.
I'm going to try to go hard as heck this time. I want Black Bolt.
You're going to pretend it is Jamie Alexander?
Oh, I would. No comment. We got some data mines here. We got a bunch of them yesterday, and there's a lot, but let's just go through the highlights, because not all of them are as important as some of the others. The first one I wanted to talk about is these offers. Oh my goodness. I know you're always excited about offers, right? Any good ones stand out to you?
Well, I mean, we couldn't really see the specifics on them, so.
Yeah, that's true. There's no prices, but they look like they're doing the snow globe ones. They have the pack here with Rescue, Thor, Doctor Strange, Human Torch, and Graviton. So most of those characters I don't have at 7-star, or 3 out of the 5 I don't have at 7 stars. So that's a little more interesting than the normal offers they put out.
Right, but so for me, that one, for most people, that's a good offer. For me, that one, I need 2 of the 5. So usually those offers are like $30, $35, whatever it is. So I'm like, do I want to drop $30 on a 40% chance? Like, if I could choose, right? Like, I probably would pay $30 for like 180 Human Torch shards. That's not that crazy. But, for me to have 3/5 of the time getting like, yay, Ultimus frags. No.
Those are very bad odds, but that does sound like something you would take a chance on.
No. Maybe on stream.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Black Bolt. He is, we got some little information on his event. No particular date yet, though. So anything stand out here? I think most of the stuff we knew already, correct?
Yeah, so far nothing too crazy. Yeah, I don't think there's too much new. I don't have the data mines pulled up in front of me, but I can click over to one if there's one in particular. But I looked at them this morning on stream, so I kind of remember them.
Double drops for Loki.
Oh yeah, so I had some comments on that one, because the double drops for Loki is not worded as double drops for Loki. It's all the Asgardian characters found in the campaigns. are a double drop.
All of them.
So
all of them.
Right. So this morning I was like, you hear that, guys? Each and every single Asgardian, every last one of them available in campaigns.
Oh, and the title is 4, the number 4, Asgard.
Yeah.
Not FOR, it's 4. So you're like, oh, 4 characters. No, it's 1 character.
Yep.
The next one, and this is caused a little bit of heat on the Reddit community. Dark Dimension 3, there was a data mine here. There was also a word from Cerebro that this was not finalized, but let's say that this is the rewards for Dark Dimension. What is your reaction to this as rewards for all that farming, all that orange gear farming that we have to do for the minimum of 15 characters? Ugh.
Well, so to back up, I mean, I have mixed feelings on this, and I saw a spectrum of responses to it. There were certainly a good amount of people who were like, those rewards suck, it's not worth it. But every single person was like, it's not worth it. I was like, oh, okay, so you're gonna stop preparing for that? They're like, no, I need more uniques. They're not showing up in my shop. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, those rewards aren't worth it at all, but I'm still trying to do it right away. So mixed feelings. Like, I absolutely think the rewards could be better, right? I didn't look at those rewards and be like, this is everything we ever dreamed of. Like, no, they could definitely be more generous. But some people looked at them and were like, Foxnext is screwing us again. And it's like, that is not what it looks like to get screwed. In my mind, there's like a middle area of like acceptable rewards. And this is like towards the lower end of that, but undeniably, those are the best rewards of anything in the game. There's nothing that gives better rewards than that. And
yes.
If I remember correctly, that was like 4 random 5s, 2 5s of your choice via promotion credits, and a 6 from a pool of characters. But since it's a player who decides that pool of characters, presumably a good selection of characters. So
yeah,
a good 6, 2 5s of your choice, and then 4 random 5s. Like, it's not that terrible, and a lot of gold and a lot of mega orbs and whatever. But yeah, they certainly could have done more for us. So I think one of the things is people want either an exclusive character or something, whether there's multiple ways to do it, but they either want like an exclusive character or something like Red Stars for Ultron and Ultimus, which if
interesting,
right? Who would object to that? And so I've thrown this suggestion out there, which is I know a while back the reason that the devs did not put Red Stars on Ultron and ultimately Ultimus was because they thought it would be too strong. And back in the day, it would have been
Ultimus
too strong.
Too strong?
Well, back up. So they were planning an Ultimus rework to make him as strong as Ultron.
So
they were
around
so
the
the plan.
He was supposed to get his rework
Right.
then.
So the plan was make Ultimus into Ultron number 2, and then don't give either of them Red Stars, as it would be game-breakingly powerful. And obviously things have changed. What were you gonna say?
Have you spoken to them? I know we spoke about the Red Stars for Ultimus, really lacking his really holding him back with his lack of focus. Any communication? Any update on that?
No, I keep telling him, but with Ultimus I kind of understand it because he's supposed to be a trophy character, and so that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is I wish he were a functional character, but if they're intending for him to be a trophy character, like, all right, fine, I guess we can use him in Blitz and whatever. Like, it's a bummer that we'll never get an actual powerful version of him, unless I clone him with my Sinister, but. And maybe I'll do that. Can you imagine, like, my Mr. Sinister right now can clone an Ultimus that'll hit harder than the one I actually have. But anyway, I know, it's very silly. But so I threw this suggestion out. I've said it a bunch on stream. I don't know if I've PM'd this to them. But basically, if their worry is like, oh, Ultron and Ultimus with the Red Stars would be too game-breaking, like, so cap it at, like, 5. Just, okay, they can both get up to 5 Red Stars. I think that'd be fine. So people would be happy with that. And then people also want an exclusive character. Almost everyone wants Doom. Some people have said like Apocalypse, things like that. But so
I think those are the two big rumors here, based on not much, but Doom and Apocalypse are the two big names that are being thrown out for rewards.
Oh, there's one other like really big, super powerful character that I think is very likely.
Howard the Duck.
Damn it! I was gonna say Squirrel Girl, and you just completely took the wind out of those sails. All right.
Come on, you know who you're talking to.
Fair enough. You got me there.
But I'm trying to joke with you. Hey, speaking of, I guess it's not really a joke, but kind of devil's advocate. But if these are the rewards, and Cerebro said that these are not, but if these are the rewards, the good thing is I don't have to spend cores refreshing that store 3 times a day because I don't need to for this. I mean, these rewards are good, but this is not something that I'm gonna be rushing for.
Right, so that's the other thing, and this is what I kind of have been trying to explain to people, is a lot of people like, this is BS, think about how amazing it was to have Ultron, and this should be even better, we should get like 7 red star Doctor Doom, and he should be the best character in the game, that's what I want. And I'm like, I understand that, I completely do, but make sure you understand what you're asking for when you say that, because if that's true, then
the time to refresh the store and still not getting it.
Right, it's a good bit of RNG before you can get in, but the bigger thing is like then it just becomes the haves and the have-nots. If they make super powerful 7 red star Doctor Doom the reward, and you don't have that, then you're going to get wrecked by everyone that does have that, which means you're going to have to get that, and you're going to have to get it as quick as possible. So
that's
the one
how
thing
it was for Ultimus for like 2 months.
Ultron, but
Ultron. I get both of those confused, but yeah.
The one
like
thing
that for 2 months.
Right. So the one thing, and you said it perfectly, the one thing I like about these rewards is like those are undeniably good rewards. They are things I want, and I am going to work towards that. But I do not have to get that right away, or I stand no chance.
These are cool. I'm not spending cores to get this quick though.
So that's good. And I almost wonder, because like some of the response to that was people like, oh good, I don't have to spend my cores. And I wonder if Foxnex is gonna see that and be like, oh wait, we need to change the rewards.
Let's go 64 gold orbs. Let's go a 7-star character. Let's just make it crazy. So they got to get these.
They don't want to spend the cores. Hold on. But so I will say this: some of the things that make it into the data mine, the devs, the devs are mostly aware of what ends up in the data mine. Plenty of things they accidentally like, oh, we didn't realize that we left some line that referred to this. Like plenty of stuff unintentionally gets revealed in the data mine as well. But sometimes they put things in the data mine so that they can see the reaction the players have to it without, it's work in progress. So they can never be like, what? We did not promise that. That was something we jotted down while we were working on it and people reacted to it. But we intentionally never implemented that or announced it because it was never finalized.
Yeah, so, and if the community reaction is good, they're like, oh, let's make it live.
Right, so
makes sense. It makes, from a business standpoint, that does make sense.
Right, and I mean, we take when they do officially announce something, we hold them to it. So they have to be careful before they say this is what it is.
Oh yeah.
So leaving us some work in progress stuff to find is a half decent way of hearing our thoughts on it without committing themselves. And so I suspect that this was knowingly done to see what the players thought about it. So
everything, all this new stuff is knowingly done. I don't think they put any of the new stuff in there by mistake, right? Like what you're talking about, some of the old code. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff that they forgot to take out, but some of this new stuff.
Well, so what it is when I say like, oh, that was probably done unintentionally, is like, when it's like, a bunch of emails.
Legendary Heimdall.
Well, yeah, so that's a slip up, but more so like there will be, there'll be just like some data table will be being updated, for just like who needs which unique. And so they'll just like update, like, oh, everyone needs a new mini unique for gear tier 15, which we're doing in 6 months or whatever, something like that. And, it will kind of go by unnoticed, but like one person in there, it'll be like, oh, Howard the Duck needs this unique. And they just forgot, like, oh, that name is in that table. And then someone finds it and is like, oh, wait, I found something referencing Howard the Duck's gear here. And then it becomes a big thing, and it's like, all right, I don't think they meant to leak that one. But
okay, gotcha.
So it's still worth combing the data mine. They are certainly sloppy enough that we find little scraps. We're like, oh, I bet they did not think people were looking here. But,
and then our sort of backdoor messaging system to us, right, with some of these data mines.
Yeah, the official, unofficial messaging system. But again, I mean, like, people want more communication, so I can't think of anyone being upset about that, No,
it's good. It's good.
But so I've seen a multitude of responses. Though, if those end up being the Dark Dimension 3 rewards, I'm not upset with that. I don't feel screwed. I would like them to be better. I don't want them to be game breaking. I think the actual best thing to do is like a trophy character type of thing. And so like a perfect example would be like if they made a Doctor Doom character and like same as Ultron and Ultimus, like no red stars. And that way people who have them, it's not like, oh, now just they're the unstoppable players in the game and they wreck everyone because they have Doom. It's just they're the only people with Doom. They're the only people who get to play Doom. Just give them like super cool animations and stuff. And then, just having them on, some random war defense room, something like that. And just be like, oh, that guy's so lucky. He has Doom. I want him, whatever it is. So I think they could go the trophy character route. And then and maybe I'm a little biased here, but couldn't they give us, I don't know, 1 7 red star? What is this?
I think they could. Oh my goodness. It has been over a year since we've had these, and you had 0 7s, I had 0 7s, and come on. You said to trust us in your blog post, Fox Next, and it's been a year. It's been over a year. And
yep.
I don't think it's working out. It's not working out.
I've killed enough 7 red star enemies that I think I deserve one. And yeah, I would think...
Spent enough thousands to at least deserve one, right?
Yep, and if they're going to give us what I would like to see, I'd like to see at least 1 7 red, and I'm fine with them doing it the way they were doing the 6, where like let a player pick a handful of characters and you'll get one of those good characters at 7 red. That'd be pretty cool. You don't want it totally random, because if it's like, oh, you can get any character at 7 red, because some people suggest like, what if you got a random 7 red? Like, well, then the guy who got 7 red Captain Marvel is going to feel terrific, and the guy who got 7 red, Hydra Armored Guard is going to be... I almost said that, and then I was like, I don't need to take another shot at Valley.
It's okay. I know. It's out there.
But yeah, so the guy who got Ravager Stitcher would just feel like, wow, Foxnex hates me. I did all that for this, So you don't want it totally random. And the other thing is, so they did a bunch of random ones. Like, I understand getting some random ones, but go heavier on the promotion credits. Like, give players some opportunity. Like, I don't think Fox Next fully appreciates, like, even if you could deck out one whole team in red stars, which I think that'd be a little much. But if they're like, here's 5 characters, 7 red star, and you pick them. And so all of us can be like, I'm picking my absolute favorite team. Boom, 7 red star X-Men. Now I'm the best player in the game, whatever it is. Like, there's still so many things. Like, in war, that's still just one attack.
Yeah.
And then you still have to use the rest of your roster. Yeah. Right. In Blitz, it's one team, and it's not even like in Raid. Like, that's still not really your Raid team. Maybe like a hybrid of it.
Yeah.
But,
with the Greek raids, you're using so many different teams. Yeah.
So yeah.
Agreed.
And even if you're like, no man, like that is the one team fits all. Like they crush everybody. Like, okay, for now, we'll see in 6 months. When they release new characters, a month ago, everyone would have been like, 7 red star Ultron would be the best thing ever. As soon as Black Bolt comes out, everyone's like, well, Ultron sucks now.
Ultron is dead.
So, yeah, so many Ultron is dead posts. So it's like...
I've said it on this news channel, too. I've said it on this news update, too. Ultron's dead. Right,
a lot of people said it. So it makes sense. It's not true, by the way. And I like to point this out, right? Like, Fury... so when they brought out Brotherhood, that countered Fury Shield, but like Brotherhood was still not a raid team, so Fury Shield was still like the go-to raid team at that time. They've since brought out at least 2 or 3 hard counters to Magneto. Like, are the Brotherhood worthless now? Absolutely not. They're still fantastic.
I still use Magneto in Arena every single day.
Right, and so they're not what they were, but they're still really, really good. So I always try to stress to people like I did the tier list, and a couple of people were like, hey man, you have Ultron as almighty, but with Black Bolt coming out, like he should definitely just be normal god tier. I'm like, I don't think you understand. That's a single character that counters him. That is the only good answer to him. Anything else where there's no Black Bolt, which is 99.9% of stuff, he's still a one-man army. He's absolutely still a cut above everyone. So just because a single counter exists does not make the character bad. It might make the character's value specifically for Arena go down if enough other people have the one hard counter. But it doesn't make the character worse. Once there's like 10 characters that counter him, then it's like, all right, well, you're probably gonna run into someone that kicks their ass. But
yeah, well, I mean, even your example of Shield and Brotherhood, Shield was still, you know, Brotherhood could count them in Arena, but Shield was still the overall top team for many, many months after Brotherhood came out. So, yeah, Ultron's still gonna be good. It is what it is. All right. Other things in the data mines, we saw some one-day blitzes coming up. What do you think of some of these one-day blitzes? There's a gold one. There's an orange gear one. There's the orb. There's the basic and premium orb fragments ones that we have. So one-day blitzes.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah. There you go. Thumbs up from me. They seem to be like what we've been asking for. Like people have been asking on the Reddit for a while, like, do more gold blitzes. We need more gold blitzes. And then I've seen people be like, while you're at it, can't we get a blitz for orange gear? So it looks like it's the things that players have been asking for. So we'll have to wait and see what the actual rewards are. You know, if it's like, oh, you get one gold orb. I doubt it, but.
Come on, it's the holidays. Fox next. We need a lot of gold.
Well, maybe this is for late January. Who knows?
We don't need gold. We want a lot of gold.
For sure. We always do. But so it looks good. It sounds promising. But with all things Fox next, same thing with anything data mine. If there's no numbers, I always worry about getting too excited. And generally when it's only a one-day blitz, now that they might just make this like, hey, if you blitz all day, you're going to just get loaded, which I hope. But more often than not, when it's a one-day blitz, it's like, oh, that's pretty good. I got like a week's worth of stuff from that. All right.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Nice. All right. One last thing. They're on Facebook. They're doing, or according to the data mine, they're going to do a poll. The naughty or nice. Naughty is Killmonger. Nice is America Chavez. Who are you going to vote for? Or do you have both of them at 7 stars?
So I have Killmonger at 7, and I'm actively farming America to 7 right now.
Me too. I think we're going to pick the same one.
Well, I think so the thing is with this, I usually tend to go with like, what's better for the community. So I don't think it matters. Like I think Killmonger's going to win, period. So I personally want America Chavez, but Killmonger will probably win, and Killmonger probably should win because he's just better. All right,
that is about it, Khasino, unless you have anything else.
No, I think that's it.
We've covered everything. Tell everybody where they can find you, my friend.
So I stream Marvel Strike Force every single day on Twitch over at twitch.tv/Khasino every day at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm also always hanging out on my Discord server, discord.gg/Khasino. We got blitz predictions, infographics, videos, data mines, content creator Q&A, and more. So check it out.
Yes, do that. The links are down below, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel on a normal non-holiday week. I am uploading 4 videos a week on this channel. I have a second channel, ValleyFlyin76, where I cover other games, and I upload at least 2 videos a week per 2 videos per week on that channel. So check that out as well. I'm on social media. There's some links that support the channel down below, and I will see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump, baby! ValleyFlyin out!